Hello, I'm the Unseen Movie Lover. Now, earlier on, I got my first look at the results for the 2011 Oscar nominations, and it's pretty fair to say there were a few surprises in there. Don't get me wrong, there were quite a few things that I think the Academy got right as well, but there were also some things I think they got wrong. So let's have a look at the main category first, Best Picture. So the nominees are 127 Hours, Black Swan, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are Alright, The King's Speech, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, True Grit, and Winter's Bone. Now, I've seen 7 of these movies, and to be honest, I love every one of them. And the 7 movies I've seen are 127 Hours, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are Alright, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, and True Grit. So yeah, it has to be that one of the movies I haven't seen is the one with the most nominations, which is of course The King's Speech. Now, let's have a look at The King's Speech. I don't really think that any of the nominations are going to be argued here that much, to be honest. I think all the acting nominees, they've been doing really well elsewhere, and they've been building up quite a lot of heat awards wise. And Colin Firth, this is supposed to be his award from now on. Some people are saying that James Franco has a chance, but to be honest, I don't really see that. I think Colin Firth's got a lot of momentum built up. Some people consider his last year to be a snub, so I think that this award is his. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the only award that The King's Speech has got a really big chance of winning in the big awards categories. Best Supporting Actress, I think, will probably go to Hailee Steinfeld for True Grit, because I really loved her performance personally, and that's who I'm going to go with. Some people may disagree with me. You may go for someone like Melissa Leo or Amy Adams, and that would be cool because I think they gave great performances as well. Melissa Leo won a Golden Globe, so that probably give her a bit of an edge over Steinfeld, because quite a few people were wondering, will she get an Oscar nomination, will she not get an Oscar nomination? I'm really happy she did, but you know, if Leo won, it'd be really good for her, and Steinfeld will have still got an Oscar nomination, which is definitely going to help her out in the future, because it's very rare for an actress this young to get nominated for an Oscar, so well done to her. Now, the biggest snub that people are talking about is Christopher Nolan's snub in the directing category for Inception, and I definitely agree with them, to be honest. I think Christopher Nolan did a great job at directing that movie. I think it is very much a director's film. If they didn't have, a firm, confident hand of a director who knew what he was doing with that film, it probably would have fallen apart. And the Academy didn't really recognise that. They went for other directors like Darren Aronofsky, David O. Russell, Tom Hooper, Joel Cohen and Ethan Cohen, and of course David Fincher for The Social Network. Now, most of these films I've seen, and the directors did a very good job on them. I've heard a lot of good things about Darren Aronofsky's work on Black Swan. I haven't really heard that much being mentioned about Tom Hooper for The King's Speech, to be honest. That seems like more of an actor's film, so don't really know what I'm going to think of his directing, but it's going to have to be pretty good for the Academy to justify kicking Nolan out of this category for the second time, the first time being The Dark Knight, which I was really angry about because I personally adore that movie, and at the time it was a big slap in the face and I just could not get over that. But luckily this time Inception did get nominated for Best Picture, and it did get nominated for Best Screenplay as well, so Nolan is still in competition in 2 categories, so he's not going to go away empty-handed, but it's still a bit of a pain that he didn't get nominated for Best Director. I think personally, if you ask me, David O. Russell shouldn't have been nominated because The Fighter, like The King's Speech sounds, is definitely more of an actor's film than a director's film. Don't get me wrong, he did a very good job, but I definitely think Nolan should have got the nod because he had to juggle all these different special effects, he had to juggle the complex themes of the film, he had to juggle all these really complex action sequences, and he did them really well. And to be honest, Inception is more of a director's movie. There is a reason why you don't see any acting nods for Inception in these Academy Awards, and that is because it's not so much an actor's movie as a director's movie, so Nolan should have been nominated this year, I think. Moving on to Best Actor, and the nominees seem pretty solid to me. The nominees in this category are Javier Bardem for Beautiful, which I haven't seen, but I do love Javier Bardem, so I understand why he is in this category. Jeff Bridges for True Grit, which I absolutely adore. I adore that film, I adore his performance. I'm personally grown to love him over the past couple of years, and to be honest, in the past month I've seen quite a few brilliant performances of his. I've been going through loads of DVDs, watching films on the internet, and I've seen quite a few brilliant Jeff Bridges Bridges performances, so I can totally understand why he's nominated here. Jesse Eisenberg for The Social Network. Terrific work from Eisenberg. I really loved his work in The Social Network. He just pitches his performance so perfectly. There's sympathy in there, but there's also just a really calculating, almost mechanical mind that doesn't really comprehend how humanity works, and that just hit the pitch perfect note in my opinion. Colin Firth for The King's Speech, which again is getting all the attention, and I really should check out this movie because if I don't see it then I probably won't know what the fuss is about. And James Franco for 127 Hours, and Franco's work in 127 Hours is nothing short of incredible. Out of all the performances in this category that I've seen so far, Franco's is definitely my favourite one. It's just incredible work from him, and he really deserved that nomination. And I can definitely see, even without having seen The King's Speech, I can definitely understand why his performance might be seen as a threat to Colin Firth. So there you go, those are my thoughts. Any actors that could have been in there? Some of the snubs could have been seen as Ryan Gosling for Blue Valentine, made even more obvious by the fact that his co-star Michelle Williams was nominated for her role in the film, and Leonardo DiCaprio for either Inception or Shutter Island. To be honest, Leonardo DiCaprio getting snubbed for Inception isn't that much of a surprise, because whilst he did a very good job, it's not really the kind of performance that gets nominated a lot come award times. But I would have liked to see his performance from Shutter Island get noticed, because whilst I do think Inception is the better film out of Inception and Shutter Island, I think that Leonardo's performance in Shutter Island is powerful than his turn in Inception. So bit of a contradiction there, but he's a great actor. He has got a lot of acclaim from the audiences, and that's what really matters. Best performance by an actress in a leading role. Now we've got Annette Bening for The Kids Are Alright. She's a brilliant actress. I love her in movies like American Beauty. She's done terrific work in the past, and this is another brilliant performance. I really love her work here. She plays this really uptight. She's always controlling the situation. She needs to be in control. She's that partner in a lesbian relationship with Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore's performance, I think, was just as deserving for a Best Actress nomination here as well, but you know, just for Annette Bening to get nominated, it's good stuff. It's all good. So brilliant performance from her. Nicole Kidman for Rabbit Hole. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that movie yet, but from all the buzz, she seems to deserve that nomination, and she has done some terrific work in the past, especially in films like Moulin Rouge. Really love her in that. Jennifer Lawrence for Winter's Bone. Again, I haven't seen it, so can't really give that much information away on that, but got a lot of acclaim. She's been building up quite a reputation around the award circuit, so yeah, for her to be nominated isn't much of a surprise. To be honest, apart from Annette Bening, I haven't seen any of the performances in this category, so let's just quickly cover this up. Natalie Portman in Black Swan and Michelle Williams in Blue Valentine. They've both received a lot of critical acclaim for their performances. Natalie Portman is nowhere near a surprise because she's been, you know, people have been talking her up to win the award, so it's nowhere near a surprise that she's actually in the category nominated. Michelle Williams is a bit more of a surprise, but she's a really pleasant surprise, and yeah, that's all I can really say. Well done to the nominated people. I'm going to continue in the next video.